Our next question has been raised by a number of you. Jeremiah said about the teacher strike, is the real story here that Denver and Colorado constantly vote against funding education?
That premise, it's half right, half wrong. Statewide, certainly, voters consistently have rejected tax hikes to increase education funding. But in Denver, voters open their wallets time and time again. Our Steve Stager takes a look.
Colorado voters have rejected statewide tax increases to fund education 3 times in recent years, in 2011, 2013, and most recently last year. But Denver voters have supported Denver schools quite a bit, passing both bond measures and mill levies over the past 14 years. Let's start in 2005 with the issue that's in the center of the debate today. Voters approved ProComp, a bonus structure for teachers funded by a property tax increase that's estimated to bring in $33 million today. 3 years later, voters approved a bond measure in 2008. In 2012, they greenlighted another property tax increase for DPS. That same year, they also approved a bond measure. 4 years later, in 2016, another bond measure and another tax increase both passed. In fact, since 2005, Denver voters have never turned down a mill levy or a bond measure. They've voted in favor of each by about a 2/3 majority each time.
So what's really interesting here, I mentioned those bond measures the voters passed. They are for one-time projects like building schools, and the most recent bond measure has really increased the amount of debt, the amount of money that the district is paying on its long-term debt. So DPS spent about $25 million more on long-term interest in 2018 than it did in 2017, Kyle, all at the same time while instruction funding decreased.
And you mentioned ProComp. That's the incentive program in which Denver voters approved a tax to go to teacher incentives for underserved and struggling schools. We heard today from a conservative education group. They say they'll sue to get rid of the tax if those incentives go away.
Right, and at the time that was $25 million, though in the measure it says it would increase with inflation. We've heard the district a few times say that number is around $33 million that it gets every year from that tax.
That would be wild if asking for more money for teachers actually ends up resulting in less money for teachers. All right, thank you, Steve.